Hey there, I'm George Camel, co-host of The Ramsey Show, and we are back with another exciting round of the Best of The Ramsey Show. And this one is all about the wild world of cryptocurrency. What is it? Should you invest in it? And will it make you a millionaire? I know you want to know, so check out this episode.
Washington Post is reporting that Fidelity Investments, with its quarterly retirement analysis, has discovered the same thing that we already knew from the Ramsey study of millionaires done a few years back, the largest study of millionaires ever done. The title of the article is Move Over Crypto. A record number of workers are becoming millionaires with their boring 401ks and IRAs.
I love to hear this news. The more boring, the more excited I get as an actual investment strategy. So here's what it says. Meet the newly minted millionaires next door. They didn't put all their money into Microsoft-type stock that made them rich. They didn't take a chance on speculating in crypto with its crazy volatility or start a business that they sold to some billionaire. No, these are government workers, civil servants, educators, military folks, managers, coworkers clocking in just like you. And many never earned six-figure salaries, which we found in our millionaire study. 1/3 never had a six-figure household income in a single working year. And so in its quarterly retirement analysis, Fidelity reported that the number of IRAs and 401k millionaires hit an all-time high. That's impressive.
There it is.
And not shocking.
401k millionaires. By translation, they had over $1 million in their 401k. They may or may not be actual millionaires, depending on how much debt they have. But because you're an actual millionaire is what you own minus what you owe is your net worth, your assets minus your liabilities. But assuming that they don't have a bunch of other debt running around, they've got over $1 million in their 401k, they very likely are millionaires. And that's what we found. We found that the typical millionaire, it took them 12 to 15 years to get there. 89% did not inherit the money that made them a millionaire. Did not. 9 out of 10 did not. That's actual facts. Not your broke brother-in-law who votes left-wing's opinion. This is actual facts by actual airtight research. Okay? So 89% did not inherit the money that made them a millionaire. And we can actually prove that with the largest study of millionaires ever done. Now, having said that then, we say the average is 12 to 15 years to get there. We had two primary components to their net worth that caused them to get their first $1 to $5 million of net worth.
One of those was a paid-for home, which we found that the average millionaire pays off their home in 11 years, and the other is their retirement account. And so when you add those things together, when you've got a paid-for home and you've invested 15% of your household income into 401ks and IRAs, it's amazing how quickly you get there. In the span of your lifetime, it's a blip. And 79% of millionaires in our research reach millionaire status through their employer-sponsored retirement plans. So This is not a theory.
It's pretty simple, guys. Pretty simple. And it is kind of like the article says. It's a bit boring. There's really nothing you get to brag about to your friends.
There's no adrenaline rush.
Yeah, you're playing golf or you're fishing with your buddies. You don't get to brag and say you did something really brilliant. All you did was just steadily invest and pay off your house. Ding, ding.
Then I can't watch crypto over the weekend 24/7 go up and down, which Bitcoin just had another crash.
No.
I know.
Not
I'm sorry
again.
to hurt your feelings, Dave.
Oh, I hate it when I'm right.
Do you?
Not really. That was sarcasm.
I sensed a little bit of that.
I actually don't want anybody to lose money.
No.
I'm not wishing for someone to get hurt. That is the truth.
But it's the crypto bros who think Dave's out of touch.
And they have been wearing me out, too. So giving me a hard time, like I'm an idiot all over social media. Because, once you join the crypto bandwagon, you're like,
oh, yeah.
It's like
We talked about this at the Building Wealth event, Dave. The people who are into crypto are really into crypto. They're obsessed. They're trying to sell all their buddies on crypto. And so we came to the conclusion that cryptocurrency is just Mary Kay for young men. But you don't get the pink Cadillac. That's upsetting.
No pink Cadillac.
Maybe in the metaverse they have a digital version.
Oh, a virtual Cadillac.
You can get an NFT of a Cadillac.
Yeah.
You can get a picture of it.
You don't really have a Cadillac.
Well, it's a virtual
ownership.
I
know, but you don't really have one. I'm just saying virtual means not really.
The next thing, Dave, this is going to make you mad.
If I virtually send my wife flowers on the anniversary, I don't get anything. I'm just saying. She's not going to like this. It's not going to be a happy day at Ramsey, okay? I virtually sent you flowers, darling. That means I almost did it. Yeah.
I think the next trend is going to be NFT timeshares. It's a sense of ownership of a sense of ownership. in the metaverse, you buy the timeshare. So we can both live next to Snoop Dogg for one weekend at a time. This is not a far future, Dave. I think I'm a fortune teller.
Oh,
Y'all.
This is a redundancy department.
We're losing our minds.
Oh, we're going to get an NFT timeshare, a sense of ownership of a sense of ownership.
That's how that works.
That is what the timeshare people tell you. You have a sense of ownership, which means you don't really have ownership, but you kind of can get a whiff of it.
Yes, a whiff. I like that.
A whiff.
Oh, man. This is the culture.
Oh,
This is what we're up against, Dave.
Lord Jesus, help us. Oh, you're going to do an NFT timeshare next door to Snoop Dogg.
I lose brain cells every time I read headlines like that.
Well, if you were next door to Snoop Dogg, you might be.
That's true. Can you get secondhand smoke in the metaverse? I'm going to Google that.
Can I get virtual secondhand?
That is a Google search waiting to happen.
Oh.
What a time to be alive. Did you ever think in your lifetime this would be a reality? Because you've seen a lot of stupid stuff in your day over 30 years, but it's getting out of control, even for you.
Hey, man, no, I didn't have any idea. This is, I actually didn't think the internet was going to work. So
You were one of those. You went, this is a fad.
It's like, you want to spend $5,000 and build a website? What? This is when it was first starting, with dial-up, right? 14.4 hookup, right?
I remember those days. I wore out those AOL free trial discs.
Hey, Dave, you got that internet? Yeah, I got that internet.
And you had to either use the phone or use the internet. See,
Yeah,
I'm not that young,
it's like
guys.
your fax.
Yeah.
You could fax stuff.
I walked uphill
there was
both
email.
ways.
Yeah, man. When I got in the real estate business in 1978, we had these things called fax machines. We were
Gross.
members of ERA, Electronic Realty Associates. And we would
Yikes.
send over this magic machine black and white pictures of a listing in another city. And it would print off. Took it about 4 minutes to print one page. And it was an electronic transfer.
And people were buying real estate based off of that?
Oh, no, they would agree to come look at that piece of real estate with you. They were not dumb enough to buy it off of that.
That's what's happening
The dumb
today.
enough to buy it off of that happened later. And they're coming from other cities where they're so desperate to buy a house. I haven't even seen it. I'll buy it.
Sight unseen, no inspection, no appraisal, don't care, 100,000 over asking.
Yeah. I'm just in a bidding war.
We've lost our minds.
Yeah.
Do
So
they teach critical thinking still in school? Is that it? There's no class on that, right?
no, we don't teach thinking anywhere in the United States. We don't think anymore. So we used to have like arguments and debates because we didn't have Google to solve it.
Oh,
You can't
that's
have
true.
a good fight now because somebody Googles the answer.
It's me. He's talking about me. You and Rachel are fighting, and I go, guys, it was 2018. And you go, we were having fun arguing. Why'd you have to go and ruin it?
Yeah, because Rachel and I do have fun arguing. So if you want to be a newly minted millionaire, according to this article, it is backing up the details that are in the book, Baby Steps Millionaires, and in the study that is outlined in the back of the book, Baby Steps Millionaires. Now, if you want to be a billionaire, it's a different formula. You will not become a billionaire with your 401k. It's mathematically impossible. But a billion is 1,000 million.
It's a lot of millions.
So
a lot
just
of
in case you were wondering, you're 1,000th of a billionaire when you're a millionaire.
Wow.
You're just a peon.
You're not even close at that point.
Yeah, you're just a peon.
But you can have a great life as a millionaire. You don't need to be a billionaire. That's the good
a greater
news.
life than if you don't.
There it is. Perspective. That's what we needed.
There we go.
Thank you for using your critical thinking skills. You still have a few brain cells left, Dave. Turns out.
I'm worried about this sense of ownership next to Snoop Dogg with secondhand virtual smoke. I'm just worried about this whole line of thinking, George, has got me upset.
Well, the only way to make money there is if you're the one selling it. So, get to selling some NFTs, Dave.
I'm gonna have to
Hard pass.
hard pass. There you go. Michael starts off this hour in Dayton, Ohio. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Hey, Dave. How's it going? It's an honor to speak with you and Ken.
You too, sir. What's up?
Hey, so I've been looking a lot at cryptocurrency, and I know you guys are a little against it. It's pretty hostile in that environment. I have about 3,800 saved up from working my job, and I just want to know what are the best investments to really look at and where to go about it.
Hostile? What do you mean hostile?
Well, hostile where the validity of it, where
The volatility?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, I mean, you have to set your investment goals with what you believe is your best path to becoming wealthy. Otherwise, you wouldn't do the investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, how old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay. All right. So when I was 24, I made a lot of mistakes buying things that I thought would make me wealthy quickly and easily. I bought a lot of nothing down real estate. I went broke as a result. I bought gold futures once. A buddy of mine had a stockbroker, Ken, a friend of his. It was a gold guy, and he had the ticket. He had it figured out. He had the formula, and he had hit buying. On the way a future works, you purchase it at a price, and if it goes under that, if the price is under that, when you get to that date, you get zero. If it's over that, then you get a multiple of what you've put in. And so I bought a future, put $5,000 in that I didn't really have. That's about all I had. Put the whole $5,000 in because this guy had hit 14 times in a row on his prediction.
Wow.
I mean, he was amazing. He was like a gold savant. He had it all figured out. I mean, 14 times he had hit, and the future made. And so the rate we went in at, I put $5,000 in, and it was a 10x. If it hit, I was going to make 50 grand. It was his 15th try, and we all know where I'm going with this, right?
Oh yeah.
You can see where the story's going. You know he missed on that try, and my little bitty $5,000 net worth was just evaporated based on my attempt to make $50,000 in 90 days off of $5,000. Bitcoin's hot. Crypto's hot. A lot of people making a lot of money on it right now. It is, as you said, Michael, very, very volatile. And so it falls, for me, an old guy, under the heading of getting rich quick. And I have not found many people that get rich quick. No. And so I don't like losing money. I mean, I just telling that story from 25, 35 years ago makes my stomach hurt.
Yeah, I would think so.
I work too hard for the money that we get and that we get to keep after the government takes their share. And so I don't like losing it. So, Michael, you can certainly do what you want to do, but you called here. We do not tell people to invest in highly volatile, unpredictable investments. And currencies of any kind fall in that category. Bitcoin would be the most volatile among those. Crypto would be the most volatile among those. And statistically, you're going to probably get your, you might get it. I mean, the GameStop thing, when the kids were running the GameStop thing off of Reddit and all that.
That was extraordinary.
And they made, one guy called here, he put in $3,500 and he made 50 grand. His hit. Sure. I mean, he was running the short on that thing. And, with those guys, they took him to task. They took him to the woodshed. It was interesting to watch from the outside. But I've also got a friend that's invested in 6 restaurants, and I go over there and eat.
Yes.
I didn't invest in any of them.
That's right.
And I like the people that run them. But you know what the failure rate on restaurants is? It's like almost all of them fail.
Very high, yes.
They just don't make it. And so, but he's an investor, so he wants to do that, and that's fine. I don't. He called me, said, "You want to put money in this restaurant?" I said, "I'll go over and eat."
I will invest in your food. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's really true. The way you teach investing.
And the way I live.
And the way you live, that's right. And that's how you based it. There is risk involved, of course. But when you're talking about Bitcoin or really volatile stocks like this, I think it's no different than gambling. I'm not trying to be cute with the words, but there's investing, which is I'm going to invest. If you think about the way that word is, then you talk about this kind of stuff, and it is a form of gambling. It really is. You're going, all right, I'm going to put it in and hope that it keeps going up, but this stuff could drop just like this out of nowhere.
At a minimum, it's speculating, not investing.
That's what
gambling might be on one side and the speculating in the middle.
Yeah, that's a bit of a strong statement.
Investing might be.
But that's what it feels like to me.
Investing implies the tortoise.
Yes.
Speculating implies the hare.
Yes, that's right.
Gambling is the possum in the middle of the road. Okay, but
Yeah, that's what it feels like emotionally to me. It really does. Like if I were to invest in Bitcoin, I'd just be a
I think you
bundle
got
of
a better
nerves.
shot at Bitcoin than you do the lotto. So that's all I'm saying.
That is fair.
But both of them are dumb ideas in my mind. And I didn't put any money in either one of them, by the way. I've never bought a scratch-off ticket in my entire life.
Right.
Dave, you're no fun. No, I just don't like giving my money away. I can drive. If I'm going to have fun that way, I'm going to roll down the window, throw $100 bills out, and cause a traffic jam.
You know what
I'm
it
going
is?
down the interstate. That's more fun.
Yeah, well, you're too competitive. You want to have a shot at making some money, not just I'm going to throw it in the air and to see what happens.
Yeah. And, of course, everybody that's a Bitcoin genius right now thinks Dave Ramsey's an out-of-touch boomer, which is probably true. But I'm also worth several $100 million, so let's go figure that out. But
yeah, I'd say look at the scoreboard. Take Dave on all you want to, but the scoreboard is a scoreboard, and it does come down to your risk tolerance.
What do you? Well, not just risk tolerance. What is your goal, and what do the data points tell you? So, I mean, I've had people call this show investing in Beanie Babies.
Really?
You remember when Beanie Babies were crazy?
I was a kid. I remember my grandmother had them. I didn't know people invested in them.
They were like such a hot commodity. People were investing in them, calling them as a collectible, calling in here saying, I put my kid's college fund in Beanie Babies.
I did
that
not
actually
know
happened.
That.
For me, that's right up there with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot, but I did buy the difference is I did buy Beanie Babies.
As a gift?
No, Sharon got it. Not as an investment, but Sharon was collecting them as a hobby, and now
okay, that's good.
Now the grandbabies and the Shih Tzu play with them, but that's all they're good for. But the thing is, Michael, you can invest in whatever you want, but the data points tell us that people who do get rich quick don't. That's the bottom line. Out of studying 10,000 millionaires, the number of them that got rich quick is very, very, very small. Chris is in New York City. Hey, Chris, how can we help?
Hey, Dave. Hey, Ken. Great to be on the show.
Thanks. How can we help?
Yeah, real quick, I just want to give a shout-out to my girlfriend, Maria Jose. She told me to call in. Reason I'm calling is because I've got a lot of friends who are buying into cryptocurrency, and, my investments are all in mutual funds like you recommend. And I'm hearing about, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and all these other things. And I just wanted your thoughts on how to respond when people try to pressure you to invest into this stuff, and maybe even get your thoughts on cryptocurrency in general.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it.
Why?
Because I think it's still very speculative. We've already seen big highs and big lows, and I think it's still rocky. I do think that crypto is coming to stay. I think right now it's a lot of speculation, and until it gets adopted and we start seeing businesses move that way, I'd stay on the sidelines. And it's not a part of our investment strategy at Ramsey Solutions either. So there's that too. Which, Dave, you're far more versed in that than I am. But
it's had an incredible year.
Yeah,
people made a lot of money out this year, without a doubt, no question about that. But they make a lot of money on cocaine, too.
That's right.
And they make a lot of money on, playing futures. And they make a lot of money at the blackjack table. And they make a lot of money betting football. But these are not investment strategies.
That's correct.
These are things that you can jump into or jump out of that are uber, unbelievable high risk. Mm-hmm. And so the problem is that people don't perceive the risk in Bitcoin, and it's there. It's not fully adopted. They made a lot of money this year. Made a lot of money in gold a few years ago, too. And I'm telling people not to buy gold. And all the gold bugs are going, Dave Ramsey's an idiot. He doesn't understand. No, Dave Ramsey completely understands. So, George, not only has Bitcoin dropped, 60-something% now since September.
Big crash.
That's not 6. That's 60%.
Ouch.
That means you turned 100,000 into 40. But now we're seeing that $1 billion has been lost in crypto scams, according to the Federal Trade Commission.
This is wild. Cryptocurrency scammers have stolen over $1 billion from 46,000 people since the start of 2021. A new Federal Trade Commission report says FTC rang the alarm bells on Friday, saying crypto-related crimes amount to about 1 out of every $4 reported lost to fraud, more than any other payment method. The median individual reported loss was $2,600. This is wild.
Crypto scams are becoming increasingly popular, shooting up 60 times higher than in 2028. nearly half of those who reported losing money to a crypto scam in 2021 says they were lured in through an online post or a social media message. So how are they getting scammed? Do you know?
Well, on Facebook and Instagram, they lure you in with, they get you to click the link, go to a website, and there's been a lot of actual scam accounts impersonating me trying to message people about crypto. And the people know it's spam and scams once they go, George is telling me to invest in crypto. I know this is a scam. And so they report it and they let me know.
It's like Dave Ramsey telling you to get a credit card.
Exactly. Not a great move to the scammers out there. And so that's what's happening. And so people get lured in and they go, well, this seems like a good deal. This seems like I'm going to win big on this thing. And so they click it and they give them access to their crypto wallets and all kinds of things. And all of a sudden,
what are they buying? I mean, what's the scam? What's the pitch?
I have no idea there's all kinds of different ones out there across the board. I don't know that they have any details. Here, in both cases, scammers promised substantial returns to their investors, but instead pocketed the money into their own crypto wallets. So they're promising you, hey, give us the money. We're going to give you an amazing return on your money into this new crypto coin. And all of a sudden, those returns disappear, and they pocket the money instead. And this is happening all over.
In February, a federal grand jury in San Diego indicted the founder of BitConnect for allegedly orchestrating a $2.4 billion global Ponzi scheme. Founders accused of misleading investors about the cryptocurrency's lending program, claiming the company's proprietary technology would bring substantive returns to investors by tracking cryptocurrency exchange markets.
So they all come down to this: false promises of easy money paired with people's limited crypto understanding and experience. So no one truly understands it, and they go, well,
wait.
I'll
You're saying someone who bought crypto would fall for false promises of easy money?
I just read the article.
I can't believe that
Don't come at me in the comment section. But that's the truth. It's so new. It's so volatile. The technology is there, and so people are going, well, this is my chance.
What kind of my point is the very person who buys crypto to start with is looking for a cutting-edge, easy, sophisticated, technologically easy money. And so when someone presents them with another cutting-edge, sophisticated thing, then they're more likely to fall for that than the average Joe. Because they already are biting it. They're already chewing on that hook.
They're trying to get in on the ground floor of the next thing. They're trying to choose the winning coins.
Yeah. In other words, the scammers are taking them through the same psychological door that they went through to buy Bitcoin in the first place, and then they get scammed.
Exactly.
So they're more susceptible to scams.
And it's all unregulated. So you're not protected. There's no FDIC here going, hey, we'll cover your money. And so you just lose this money. That's it. It's not hard to steal people's crypto.
Man, we've come a long way since the Nigerian prince.
This is the modern day version. At least I got a nicely worded email from the Nigerian prince.
I remember getting copies on a bad copy machine by snail mail from the Nigerian prince.
Wow, that took effort.
Yeah, it had my name personalized across the top of this copy that had been made like 8,000 times, so it had the little lines and stuff on it because you could tell it was like a mimeograph machine or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm old enough. I used to get those from the Nigerian prince.
I kind of miss those days. Simpler times in the scamming world.
Simpler times.
Man.
What was the one? It wasn't the Spanish flu. It was the Spanish lottery or something that ran through Canada.
Really?
That was another one. Yeah, that was
in 30 years of doing this, you've seen lots of scams.
Yeah. So Glenn Frashey, who wrote the book Con Man or Saint, we talk about this in the Building Wealth Live event. He was claiming he might be a saint, but he wrote the book from prison, so I'm suspecting he was wrong. That he was probably a con man. He ran a Ponzi scheme, a true pyramid scheme, and got put in jail for it in the 70s. And but he was a world-class con man. And he said, one of the quotes, I read that book, when I was a teenager. I don't know how I ended up with it, but the quote I remember from the book more than anything else, I went and pulled it out for this event that we're doing, that he said, you can con someone of any intellect, any level of education, if you can activate greed or fear. And 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 really, in a sense, the part of the greed one is pride. Like you're in on something, the cool kids are in on it. Nobody except the cool kids are in on it, and you're one of the cool kids. You're not. People who aren't sophisticated don't understand Bitcoin, and you're obviously sophisticated because you understand Bitcoin, and so you're in Bitcoin. And since you're in Bitcoin, we're going to give you this other opportunity here.
Since you're so smart,
and $1 billion in scam. Oh, not to mention, how many billions is it? Is it over $1 trillion now in lost value that it went down 60%?
Yeah.
So the total market value loss of Bitcoin, I read it, it was an astronomical number. It's like $1 trillion or something when it went from, when it's gone down 60%. That means people had value at some point that hypothetically they could have cashed in somewhere and didn't. And so they have now ridden this thing to the bottom.
Yeah, we're seeing some really sad stories of how much people are losing in this who they had $1 million in it and now they have nothing. I was just reading a heartbreaking story about one guy who's honest enough to share his losses, which is pretty rare. Most of them only brag about the wins.
Well, it's like a bad golf game or a fisherman.
That's right, which you never had a bad golf game, so you don't have to worry about that,
I've never
Dave.
caught a fish either.
Never. But it's pretty wild stuff. So, I mean, we talk about buyer beware, but with crypto, it's a whole other animal because there's a whole technological piece that most people don't understand. And I think I'm a pretty smart guy, and the more I look into crypto, the more confusing it gets. And I think they did that on purpose.
No.
That's like whole life. It's really complicated on purpose. Because they go, well, you don't have to worry about it. It gets complicated. Just trust me. Give me the premiums. I'll give you the returns.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Yikes.
Oh, man.
This
I'm
is
trying
bad.
to find out what this thing has done. Let's see here. In 1 year.
The losses?
Yeah. It's astronomical. This is wrong. Okay. I was trying to pull it up on a website while I'm on the air. That's a dumb thing to do.
I'll tell you that this guy, he reportedly, he has a whole thread on Twitter, how I went from a crypto millionaire to broke in 6 months due to leverage, a gambling addiction, and an accelerating negative spiral. And he goes through in the thread about every single piece of the puzzle that caused him to lose this $1 million, and now he's got nothing. And he's sad. He could have retired. He could have done a lot of things with that money, and now there's a lot of regret. It's sad. We like to make fun of crypto, but I don't like anyone losing a lot of money. That breaks my heart.
I don't want anybody hurt.
Yeah.
But I am more than a little bit. As much criticism as we took from the crypto.
That's true.
From the crypto kids.
A little vindication.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that's it for the best of the Ramsey Show this season. As Boyz II Men once said, it's the end of the road. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time. Be sure to check back soon for a new season. And in the meantime, you can check out episodes of the Ramsey Show daily on radio, podcast, and YouTube. We'll see you soon.